Hey, you guys, welcome back to Rocket City Yardstead. So tonight we are actually going to make a very easy pantry staple taco soup. I had totally different plans for my family for dinner tonight, and then I realized I forgot the chicken in the freezer and it was not going to thaw quickly enough. So we're going to make pantry staple taco soup. I am in the process here of chopping up this red onion. I would probably normally use a white or yellow onion here, but this is the last onion I have in my house, so red onion it is. And then everything else we're going to put in this soup is sort of pantry staples. For me, they're things I've put up or preserved, but you could absolutely buy them at the grocery store and just have them in your pantry or your freezer, whatever. One of those things is actually roasted green chilies. I have some that I canned from my garden, but you know, you can get roasted green chilies at the grocery store, easy peasy. And before I grew my own green chilies, I used to always have the cans of the diced green chilies in my pantry for moments like this when I needed a quick dinner. So I'm just going to get some of that liquid off. I'm going to pull these out and slice them up. Because if you don't know, when you can green chilies yourself, they do not have a recommendation where you can dice them. I'm going to guess that that's related to the density issue, but I really don't know. So these are like quartered green chilies and I need to dice them myself. That is all the prep I need to do before we can start working on our soup on the stove. All right, y'all. So the first thing I need to get into my pot is my ground meat. I am going with pork tonight. Beef would probably be more traditional. I have beef stew in the fridge that we have as leftovers. And so I figured we'd go with a different meat. But we're going to do our pork. I went and got my hands dried up and I forgot here. Depending on your pork, you probably need a little oil or not. Some pork is much leaner than others. The pork I have is really lean, and so I need just a splash of oil. To this pork, we are going to add some taco seasoning, a good tablespoon or so. Then I'm going to use my handy dandy ground meat tool to break this all up and get it browned up. Our ground pork is all cooked through, starting to get some nice crunchy brown bits on it. And so I'm going to add that chopped onion and the green chilies. Make sure we get it all. And I'm also going to add some frozen sweet peppers that I have diced up. Probably about half a cup here. I'm just eyeballing. I'm going to cook these onions and peppers in here with our beef. Probably about 5 minutes until the onions start to get translucent and soften up a little bit. And then we'll add the rest of our ingredients. Our onions are nice and translucent. They've softened up a lot. So we are going to add a jar. This is a pint jar of roasted salsa. You could use whatever salsa you want. This is just my home canned stuff that I have in my pantry. So we're going to use it. Get that stirred in. And then add just enough broth to make it soupy. So this is very much what your textural preference is here. If you were going to eat it over chips or rice or something, you might want it a little bit more soupy, but we are on our Whole30, and so I don't want it too runny. I did want to mention that I already had, my frozen peppers from my garden, but this would be a great place to use a bag of the tricolor blend peppers and onion that you can get at the grocery store in the freezer section. That would be less chopping you have to do. And frozen veggies work great in this. So, make it easy on yourself if you don't already have some of the things in your house. But this is looking fantastic. I kind of like that red onion in there too. I think the color is a nice extra pop. Maybe I normally wouldn't have used red onion, but I think I kind of like it. Now that I've got the soup to the soupiness level I want it, I'm just gonna let this simmer probably 10 or 15 minutes and just wait for those onions to finish completely softening. Then we'll give it a try. All right, you guys, our soup has been simmering. Let's dish some up and see how it is. Turn that off. Give you guys a peek at our finished soup. Looks lovely. Let's give it a try. This is really good. The home canned salsa that I have is very sweet because the tomatoes were ripe right off the vine when I made it. But any salsa would work here. So just use your favorite store-bought salsa if that's what you have. I had to do a little bit of chopping, but this could easily be made with stuff straight out of the freezer. So it took me about 30 minutes from start to finish. I couldn't even go get fast food that quickly. So I think this is a great option for a grab things out of the pantry and throw it together meal. I did want to say, I don't have any, but I think for Whole30 guacamole, just like a scoop of guacamole would be fantastic on top of this. And if you just wanted the soup and you weren't eating a Whole30, it'd be great served over chips or rice. You could put some sour cream and cheese on it. It would be fantastic like that. So I'm really happy with how this turned out because I was scrambling and just grabbed things from my pantries and my freezer, and it's delicious. So never be afraid to just throw ingredients together and see how they come out, because sometimes you end up with a new dish you really like. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye.